bandwidth and hosting for the British Tech Network is provided by UK2.net. Innovative, affordable and reliable web hosting.
Good evening, the internet. It is the Gamer Show.
Yay. Well, I don't say
Yeah, nice, thanks, Sam. That's probably, I think that's a record, isn't it?
What?
Early on? No. We usually say it before. I'm sure I've done it before the intro before.
Wasn't it that time that we just timed it perfectly, and the second it clicked in, just went.
So we're here. It's Bank Holiday Monday, so we're kind of like a little bit loose and free tonight. We've also changed the setup slightly, which is why the camera angle on Sam and Chiz.
No one cares.
Is looking.
No one
up their
cares.
nostrils.
No one cares.
I can get Chiz's nostrils.
No one cares.
There we go. Awesome. So before the chat room, we asked the chat room to give us some lovemaking tips.
No, I believe Chiz was just asking Josh.
Oh,
Yeah, I have
Chiz
no
cake in the
interest in Ross's lovemaking tips. No one.
So Josh's lovemaking tips are, and I quote, "Put it in, pull it out, put it in, pull it out." That's pretty much it.
Gets
You
the
have
job
to do
done, I
it
suppose.
twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a bit more stamina than the rest of the whitelist. Okay.
Sam dreams of a third time.
We've had some reviews.
Amy dreads it.
We've had some reviews and some feedback. So I got to thank Billy Boy 82, Alan Hadfield, Martin Thompson, and Claire Summerfield, a girl. I don't mean to be sexist, but I didn't expect a girl would watch our show. And we got, and also a gentleman named Coiled Spring as well. And basically all of you were saying... And
is that oiled or coiled?
Coiled, as in a coiled...
Yes,
I get that. Yeah.
Coil.
That's why I asked.
It's a coily thing. I don't know.
He's added, now he's a human dictionary, apparently, even though he can't pronounce a lot of things.
Bemoan, for example. Also,
Screw you guys!
It's Sam's foot in that. I think it's Sam's foot. That's awesome. So...
Is that awesome? Easily amused.
So we got some reviews. Instead of reading all of them out, because I appreciate all of your feedback, the synopsis basically was
we can't actually cope with this amount of feedback.
That you all seem to like the new idea of us playing through a game. And you really like the old show, but you kind of want them separate. The one gentleman, it was Billy Boy, said that he prefers listening to us on his commute, and he can't do that. It's a video podcast. Mm-hmm. He feels that he's kind of missing out on something, and totally get that. And we just were trying something new, and really appreciate your feedback. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to go back to a normal show, and then immediately afterwards we're going to have a playthrough of Goat Simulator, and then we'll release those as two shows, so you can consume them however you like. But they're actually going to be two separate shows.
Although, to be honest, we're doing that nothing because of the feedback, but more so Sam can actually concentrate on one thing at a time.
Yeah, basically, that's pretty much the tall and skinny of it. Oh, I've just switched your camera off.
I'll roll with that.
And I also just want to call out to Coiled Spring, who left 2 stars on the video podcast, and I'm going to just read his out. Used to love the banter and gaming news, even if it is erratic spelled wrong. However, lately just seemed to be an audio version of the first 30 minutes of playing a game. Sorry, no, ... Not worth the download anymore. Now longer a show, just an audio output. I assume you mean no longer a show. Again,
let's not get arse.
Yeah, why are you singling him out? I have been asking for bad reviews for so long now.
It's someone's opinion, which is totally fair enough, because we're not exactly
but the big
crack podcasting
The big
team.
problem I have is that he didn't go far enough.
Yeah.
Call us on our ineptitude, our hideous facial features, and...
the half beard that we're all rocking
you
tonight.
just think...
Just be lucky you can't smell this.
That's exactly what I was
Actually,
going to say.
it's quite warm in here tonight.
It's like tramp
opened the
boiling.
I'll open a window. Crack the window open. We're going to get some lawnmower noises now. But he did put that post on the video podcast, and he's commenting on the audio podcast. That's by the by. Ewan in the chat room is saying that we should be getting RC, so... Yeah.
Should we?
Apparently.
Oh, well, so screw you, hippie boy!
Okay. Anyway, on with the show. So that's feedback. So I really appreciate your feedback. Apparently there's a shadow on my face. I don't know where that shadow's coming from.
Lick our jammy ring, bitch.
You've touched that one now, I'm alright.
We may have a show title. Was it our or my, you said?
Ah.
Ring. Okay.
Actually, I got one tip from Ross. He told me what he likes to do with Jammie Dodgers
Oh, that's true. I've just noticed.
he pokes the middles out. He pokes out the middle, then rows them all up on his erection.
What? Like
So
two of them. Boom! Well done, Paul. God, we're in tune tonight.
Did you?
Yeah. I've already screwed all of these Jammie Dodgers. No, I haven't.
Dear. Right, okay, anyway. So,
I'm done with the Jammie Dodgers.
Well, look at that one.
Yeah.
So Ross in the chat room
Like
says...
a pigeon crapped on it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that does look like it's filled in some way. Ross in the chat room
It's like
says...
a fusty vagina.
So, thank you. How do you know? How do you know?
Internet.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I've seen Top Girl too. Right. So...
Anyone else in the chat room got any tips to look up on the web there? Josh, I'm sure you've got a few.
No, don't ask Josh.
So apparently I have a shadow over my face. I've realised what it is. There's a studio lights over here. And I have an arm of one of my monitors is just in the way, and it's performing. It's giving me a Zorro mask. It's quite nice, actually. I think I'm going to go with Zorro. It's quite cool. Anyway,
no one cares.
Konami has officially announced that the Silent Hills games are no longer in development. Are you guys sad about this, or?
Well,
they're kind of iconic, so in a little way, yes, but in a way in which I actually would ever play them, no.
Yeah.
Well, I've never been a fan of them myself, but what interested me with the latest one was it was Hideo Kojima who makes its Metal Gear was teaming up with it's Guillermo del Toro, who made its Hellboy and its Pacific Rim, Pan's Labyrinth. Yeah. So they were making this game together, and then
I just realised you guys are actually off screen. Sorry,
no one cares.
Seriously, no one does. No one wants the video.
So that kind of piqued my interest in this, but it sounds like Konami are actually pulling out of the game's developing business entirely.
Yeah, I noticed you commenting on that.
Actually, and because there's a whole hush-hush thing going on with Metal Gear, it sounds like basically it's Hideo Kojima and his team. Basically, it sounds like they've been let go, but hired in as contractors to finish their current games, and then once that's done, they'll basically be closing them down, I think. So,
yeah, it just kind of sounds
so.
like
I don't know what's going to happen with Metal Gear after this or whatever. Or wait.
I mean, is there a chance he's going to go off on his own and do something like that? Because I mean, Hideo Kojima, how do you pronounce his name?
Yeah.
He is Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, he had basically his own studio, which was kind of named after him, but they've kind of obviously taken that name away. Now it's Konami, whatever, and they've renamed everything. And it does seem to like they're shutting down all the games developing and just keeping their fingers on all the other pies are doing and whatnot. But yeah, so it's not. I don't know if it's. Well, we'll have to see what happens. But it doesn't sound too good for the future of Metal Gear and the Pro Evo series and things like that. And then, it's interesting. I learned was it's Pro Evo actually sells more, has shifted more games than it's Metal Gear. Although I suppose there's a yearly sort of Pro Evo compared to Metal Gear, which probably helps. But yeah, as a fan of Metal Gear, which has me a bit worried. I don't think it's going to affect the current game, which is out later this year, too much. Because I say they're still making it. But yeah, after that, I have no idea. But
that's a shame.
The Silent Hill game was in early development, and that it was Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead was going to be starring in it. But it sounds like that game's obviously with
Who did he play in The Walking Dead?
Daryl.
Okay, I've not seen The Walking Dead.
The
that's
bloke
handy.
with the crossbow.
You're asking who he plays and you've not seen it.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So that's kind of gone, and that is a real shame. The Steam Mod Marketplace saga. Have you guys been keeping up to date with this?
It's off.
It was on. So, okay, I'll give a little bit of background. On the 23rd of April, Steam announced that they were now offering functionality for basically modders in the Steam Marketplace to sell their mods. So in a similar way to you, at the moment they already have kind of things in place where you can give donations and all that kind of stuff for your mods. So in case you don't know what a mod is, I'm assuming you do if you were listening to the show. But basically, there's a whole kind of not subculture. That's a bad way of describing it, but kind of a separate thing.
Sewer
where you
dwellers.
Subculture.
Subculture, I guess, is maybe the right way to describe it. So you have a game. So Skyrim,
Knuckle
for example.
draggers.
Skyrim, for example, there was massive amount of modding around kind of
really intelligent. Like
Knuckle
creative
Yeah.
knuckle drag. Yeah.
They shout at somebody else to do the typing.
That's what I do.
And they basically applied mods and things like that, so you could do more things. So sometimes it was just the level of you got like an extra uniform or outfit or something like that. But sometimes it was entire new stories and everything like separate to everything else that was going on. I mean, we've played a couple of them in the show here. The when they redid Half-Life 1 using the Half-Life 2 engine, basically. Yeah. That was a form of a mod, but that was an extreme level of mod.
There's a lot of people actually using its mods and stuff to actually get jobs, because I think there was one guy who basically developed a whole sort of game and world and plot and stuff.
That's right, Gary's
from
mod, yeah.
Well, there's that as well, but from it was Skyrim.
Yes,
he basically did like he redid was it was Morrowind, or was it might have been a different one. I think this guy maybe did his own thing, and then he actually got hired by, it was Bethesda, after they saw what you did and went, this guy's pretty good, and he's obviously quite good at storytelling and whatnot, and knows his stuff, and got a job.
It's a pretty cool way of getting your
name out there,
CV as it were, out there.
Yeah. So the chat room's just saying that Ross of the chat room saying GoldenEye Source for Half-Life 2 looked great. Not available on Mac yet though. I've not actually seen that, the GoldenEye Source for Half-Life 2. I'll have to keep an eye out for that one. But the way that this worked was that the modder got 25% of the total cost of the sale. So and the 75% obviously went to Steam, or Valve rather. When you compare that to some other marketplaces such as the App Store on for Apple, you get 70% of the sale. So that's
it's quite, you can quite heavily screwed out of cash there.
Yeah, definitely. It's been hit with a huge amount of resistance. So it's got all sorts of different reasons for killing the modding scene. They haven't put anything in place for dealing with mods that rely on other mods. So there is some mods out there that kind of says that. So for example, you mentioned Gary's mods, Sam. There is some mods out there that actually are mods for Gary's mod, which is a mod for
Half-Life.
Half-Life, so the whole kind of thing around that. There's also suggesting that a system has been working fine. So the current one where you actually give donations and things like that, it's been working fine. But with that system, Steam aren't actually getting a cut of it. So the suggestion that Steam just actually is kind of bullying their way into the system to try and get where you need to be. And also another idea is that paid for mods would kind of come under more scrutiny for copyright and collaborative development and all that kind of stuff.
So it's just a case of like, well, remember back in the day where Valve used to be, well, they were revered as as like the good guys in gaming, and now slowly but surely they are turning into a bit of a corporation.
I don't think they are. I still think they're pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think they could kind of pull their hands off the cocks and get on with doing another Half-Life game.
And Left 4 Dead.
But, yeah. But I still think they're pretty cool company.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't think of a reason why they were doing it. Okay, so one side of it is that they were doing it purely just for the good of the customer, and it makes it easier to get mods and things like that. Yeah, I kind of get that. But on the other hand, it clearly, I mean, 25% for how you're...
For the guy that's done all the hard work.
Exactly. I mean, I could almost kind of see it if they were saying 25%, because we're given 50%, so say you did a mod for Half-Life 2, and you were getting 25% because 50% were... Half-Life 2 is a bad example, because that would be going back to Valve, but Skyrim. So, say you did a mod for Skyrim, Bethesda are actually getting 50% because they made all the intellectual property and everything like that. You're getting 25%, and Steam's getting 25%. I mean, the developer's still getting slightly screwed, but at least you could kind of see why they were doing it that way, but there's no message for why they're just giving you 25%. There's also another thing about how are they going to deal with... I guess I'm not really seeing how they would get past this, but if you are a modder and you've just released a mod for a couple of quid, it does really, really well, and then you decide you don't want to do it anymore. You've got your day job and things like that, and you've got people kind of relying on your mod, and it's not been updated with patches and things like that. It feels like they've not really thought this through, and there's a lot of feedback that they're getting there that's kind of saying you didn't reach out to the modding community and kind of say, we're thinking about this, what do you think? Which seems
was it to be enforced? So were all mods going to be under that, or was it something that you could sign up to as a modder if you wish?
It was all mods, but you didn't have to mute that video if you play it, Paul. What video? I'm being told by the chat room that I need to mute a video if I play it, but I'm not. Oh, he's put a link in the chat room. I'll check that out in a second.
Is it something sleazy?
I don't know. I'm I don't know. Anyway,
Who
I've lost my
sent it?
train of thought. What were we saying, Sam?
I asked if it was all mods
Yes, sorry.
or whether it was an opt-in,
All-
and you were kind of saying it's all mods, but it was opt-in as at the same
price.
time.
It's opt-in as the price. So basically, it's all mods, but you can say it's £0.
Who are the
So that's
enemy
all.
of mods?
Rockers.
Yeah, you just need to call them and sort them out.
So the
Greasers.
Yeah, the greasers. Yeah.
chat room's having a quick chat about different modding things there. Apparently, Ewan's come back and said that GoldenEye is not available on Macs. It's still a bit of a chant. Not enough of cutting-edge games making it overall 6 months plus after release. Steam is the only shot at gaming despite a better model on Maz. Yeah, you still are having to wait a little while. Some companies are bringing stuff out at the same time on Mac. So, for example, like the Civilization games are normally at the same kind of time. GTA obviously isn't around at all, and some of the older versions of GTA are on the Mac, but they don't work very well with like game.
The percentage of games that
controls
actually
and
make it to
stuff like
Mac are really low. Anyway.
It is
It's just
really low.
like,
It's kind of hit and miss. a
yeah,
little bit.
it's like you don't really buy a Mac for gaming. It's just that gaming's a bonus when you have
That
it.
happens, yeah.
Yeah, the chat room generally is saying that the guys are idiots. I'm assuming he's not meaning us. I'm assuming he's meaning Steam. Steam did
No,
come
no,
out-
no, no. I'm sure he means us.
Steam did come out a few days after this debacle and removed the feature, as Sam rightly pointed out at the beginning when we were chatting about this. And they said, quote, "We've done this because it's clear we didn't understand exactly what we were doing." So there you go. Well done, Valve. Well, what have we got tonight? We've got chocolate hobnobs.
And
Chocolate hobnobs.
Jammie rings.
And Jammie rings, of course, as well. Sam brought chocolate hobnobs.
Jammy hoops.
A Halo 5 teaser actually came out before we did the last show, but this is us just kind of getting around to talking about it because you know we're on the ball, people. So this is for the Halo 5 that launches in October the 27th. It's exclusively for Xbox One. Have you guys had a look at this video?
No.
What one is it? The live action one or like the pre-order bonus thing? At
It's
GameStop?
kind of the pre-order bonus, so it is kind of talking about the special
It's not.
Spartan.
Yeah. It's
look.
not. It's not in-game footage, but I think it's showing off stuff that you might be able to do in the game, if you know what I mean. No, that's live action footage. That's the. That's
It is
actually,
the look. It's the look ad.
Yeah.
But the outfit the guy's wearing is part of the package you get for pre-ordering it with GameStop, isn't it?
No, I think it's there's another trailer which shows you his abilities he's doing, because I think in the full game you play as Master Chief and as Locke, which is the other guy, and the pre-order bonus seems to be some sort of abilities thing or whatever. I'm not entirely sure.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we've not actually seen any proper in-game footage apart from the multiplayer beta that we played. We've not seen any of the single player yet. But from the latest trailer, I think we got a rough idea of some of the abilities that you can do, which seem to be basically jumping about and being really more powerful than what you're used to being as a Spartan.
Yeah, I'm quite looking
But,
for. I
yeah.
like the Halo games.
But,
Is this Locke,
but once
Is
again,
he like a bad Spartan?
no. From the TV series they did, or the short sort of web series they did, it sounds like he works for, before he becomes a Spartan, he works for an organisation called it's Oni, I think.
I kind of got
Which
the impression
apparently in
that
the
they
books
were
are-
like tank-bred Spartans.
No,
Oh.
not anymore because it's moved on from that now, I think. But
Alright.
well, no, I'm not entirely sure. I'm a bit hazy how they actually came about. But because the original Spartans were actually kidnapped as kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, they weren't quite tank bred, but they were basically kidnapped.
Yeah.
Nice of them. And so, yeah,
That's cool.
so Locke, before he becomes a Spartan, I think he's not a Spartan in TV series. He works for a shady organisation, which I've read online, and apparently in the books it is anyway. So I'm wondering, but he comes across as a good guy. So I'm wondering if he's working for this company, not realising how shady they are. They go after Master Chief, and he's maybe ends up unbeknown to him working for a bad people or something.
Oh.
But we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But it sounds like Locke and Master Chief come head to head. Whether or not at the end of the game they're still going head to head, we'll have to remain to see.
Remain to see.
Yep, that's it. That's the words I'm using and sticking with them.
God bless the English language.
We shall remain to see everything. Sam, you've got to be quite chuffed about this next one. I'm actually quite chuffed about this one as well. So, Total War, as you know, Sam is a big fan of Total War. We've discussed at length many Total War games on this show.
So see if we can seize erection.
You've just totally mucked it up there. You're going to be all over the shop with the different shots there. Yeah.
Is that better?
So here we go. So we told the excuse me, Sega excuse me. Sorry, a little bit of cum.
Supposed to chew.
Sega
have finally properly announced Total
Yeah.
War Warhammer.
For
and
PC,
it is Total War Warhammer.
Indeed. For PC, SteamOS, and Mac. And it's by Sega.
Boom.
A massive amount of entitled Total War fans have went apeshit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot of
Entitled
unhappy
little
people.
pricks.
I have submitted a kind of open letter,
Yes.
which I have suggested be reviewed just on the off chance that it's weirdly offensive.
We're going to get Sam to do a dramatic reading after the show of this, and we will
I
put that
don't
up
think
as a
I'm going to
podcast.
do it.
Yeah, we're going to get him to do a dramatic
I
reading.
don't think I'm going to do it.
We're going to do voices.
You have to do it in your best Brian Blessed voice.
God is alive! For example.
Yeah, so they're doing
was a look
Total
of
War,
disgust
but
there.
they're bunging it in a it's 3 standalone games that they're doing. And all the people that are mumping that they're not going to be historic and blah, 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 they're also doing it in tandem. So this is a separate team doing Total War Warhammer. They're still doing
It's
the
not good enough,
historic.
apparently. We shouldn't be doing this at all.
The normal Total War team is still doing the historic Total
Yeah.
War team. They're still working on stuff for Attila, and they're still creating the next game. So in this first part, it's been confirmed that the factions are going to be the Empire, the Orcs, the Dwarves, and who was the other one? Undead. But it also shows a bit of chaos in there. So
Yeah.
I'm a bit confused whether they're going to put chaos into it or not, or who knows.
So the chat room's not quite sure what Warhammer is. Sam, do you want to describe what Warhammer is?
Warhammer is a fantasy...
The two people in...
Yeah. It's
Josh surely knows.
yeah, he does.
Ross doesn't know, you muppet.
He does. it's a fantasy setting created by Games Workshop. So
Yeah,
they
it's
do
a tabletop
40k,
game.
which is Space Marines and
Yeah.
stuff like that from Dawn of War, and they also do a fantasy setting, which is friggin' elves and dwarves and goblins and blah blah blah, and magic. So yeah, they're creating that. It's kind of semi-medievally kind of based. So there's swords and bows and arrows and stuff. There's a little bit of gunpowder, some weird steam-driven technology from the Empire and the Dwarves, and a shed load of magic.
And it's going to be, I would imagine they'll be able to expand on this. Supposed to be one, this is sort of the game one in a trilogy of games.
So this is
that
the
they're
first
doing.
one of 3.
Yeah. Thanks for clarifying what a trilogy is, Sam.
Well, I'd
Um,
already said that previously, but
I wasn't listening.
thanks for coming back in on that one, you tit.
Yeah.
The other thing that there's 2 things that kind of slightly worry me.
Burns
One-
when you pee.
Yeah,
Always.
one is that they're gonna.
Blood in your stool.
So there's a lot more factions within Warhammer that aren't included in this. So are they going to sell those to us in DLC, or are you going to have to wait off for the other factions to come in the following games? And if that's the case, the big thing that worries me is, are all the factions going to come in at some point in a grand campaign where you can choose any of the factions and just play through a great big grand campaign and take over the old world, which is where Warhammer's based?
Is the Des Lynam faction in it?
Yes.
It's the most important one.
Yeah. Are they at least aligned with the evil that is the Jimmy Savile faction?
Oh yeah.
So,
Special tamper ability.
Ross in the chat room has just clarified Warhammer were little models that you could make and paint, and Paul and Sam used to battle to the death by rolling dice. And then Ewan said, yeah, Ellis is it? Ellis being Ewan's son. I was just shocked that Total War would get into bed with that too. Selling it a bit and expect the Warhammer franchise to bent you over too pricey as real models.
They bought out the intellectual property, 4 or 5 years ago now, so this was inevitable.
It was Sega, wasn't it? Yeah. So
yeah.
like Sega, obviously, or they kind of do they own Creative Assembly or something to do with them, or just when they're main publishers? Because Sega obviously owned the rights to the Alien films and gave that to Creative Assembly as well for the fantastic Alien Isolation.
But it's always been Creative Assembly and Sega for the Total War games.
But so it's
and there is actually no other kind of RTS group that could do
Yeah.
justice to this game.
It's,
So
it's a good mash. Sega
Yeah.
owned the rights, and Sega did they own Crave Assembly, or is it just a good partnership they've got or
really
something?
I don't know. I don't
really
know.
don't
I
know.
I
but
guess
it's
it's
been
a
like that
publishing
since-
partnership, and they go, there you go.
Yeah,
Basically, there we go.
possibly.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the thing of like the stuff of wet dreams for Sam.
It is kind
It's
of. Yeah,
pretty much these two worlds are combined. I just noticed that the camera's moved again.
I'm pretty thrilled. Thrilled.
Yeah. So chat room saying bend over, Sam, and take an orc. Good. I'm glad we've
Spunk gargle wee wee time for Sam.
When you say chat room, who said that?
you and Andros.
Right. What, they both said
Collectively.
Yeah. Well, they did 2 parts. They were like doing a bit of a thing.
that? Okay.
Tell-
Serenading each other, really.
Yes. Telltale Games are apparently doing a Marvel game now. So
It's pretty cool.
we've talked about Telltale before. They've done The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us, Tales from the Borderland, Game of Thrones, Back to the Future.
Back to the Future one's the one I've not played.
Back to the Future one is the only one I've played.
Yeah.
I
There you
haven't
go.
done. Have you done Tales of the Borderlands?
I've started it. It's not finished yet, though. But
Yeah,
I'm,
they're still working on that. And
I'm
they're
halfway
working
through
on
it.
Is it
Yeah.
good?
Game of
Well,
Thrones and Tales of the Borderland.
Really enjoying it. It's
Well, it should be really good, like really funny.
humour, spot on.
Yeah.
Definitely check. Well, as I say, if you enjoyed The Wolf Among Us and if I think you played The Walking Dead, if you like that, you'll and it's Borderlands humour, you'll absolutely love that.
Sweet.
You as well, Bede, even though you're not probably listening.
He
That's
listens
all.
to the show afterwards. There's absolutely no word on what part of the Marvel universe this will take place in. It's due in 2017, but what do you guys? What would you like to see? Would you like to see an X-Men one?
I don't know. Like,
How would you like to see it go?
I'm not entirely sure. Like, do they go with
Howard the Duck.
Do they go with
That's what I want to see.
Howard the Duck. You want Telltale Games to make a game about Howard the Duck?
Howard the Duck is.
Marvel property?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
he's at the end of Guardians
I've
of the
never heard
Galaxy.
of that
And
one.
he also had the really awful film in like
Yeah.
1989 or something.
George Lucas did, didn't? Well, I think.
Truly horrific.
Yeah.
I have never heard of this. I'm gonna have to have a look at this.
No. But I don't know, like I don't know, like what way did they go? Do they go with a whole new character in the universe that you are in control of, or do they go with an already, say, a minor character in the Marvel universe, or an already massive established character that you're controlling or
I don't know.
in charge of? What do you think is the best way to go about it?
For a Telltale, I think it should be an established character because I think that'd be probably the best way of doing it. What I've spoken
In
about
the
this
Game of
before.
Thrones and the Borderlands, they're made-up characters for
Are
those
they?
games. Yeah,
Oh, maybe
But they
should
still
do
like.
that.
I've seen clips of
Yeah, no, like,
those games
they-
where they
But it
actually-
includes known
yeah.
characters.
But you're not controlling them.
Oh, I see. I see. Yeah.
So it's like
I would
You
like
could
to
have
see
Captain America in it and Spider-Man, whatever, but they're just like part of the story in it. But you don't actually control.
Even
Although
imagine-
you can maybe have a choice whether Spider-Man gets bummed or something, but that's up to you. But
Of course.
yeah,
why
but
not?
you
Why
don't
not?
actually control
Why not?
Spider-Man.
I would like to see a good superhero game. Like,
Yeah, there's very few.
like a kind
Batman.
of
Oh, of course
Skyrim.
they are. Yeah, of course.
But no,
Should talk about that as
but
well.
like a Skyrim-esque type of thing, but with a superhero, open world, but
Yeah.
with missions in
Although
it.
it's
and
Telltale won't be that, but I know what you mean. Yeah,
That I would love to see that. That'd
Yeah.
be really cool. Like a X-Men type mutant one or a superhero.
that might be a good
type
one for Superman. Except you fly from planet to planet, and you can fly around bloody everywhere.
Yeah, I just think
And actually
Superman
have
for
because
me
when you're
has
on
always
Earth,
been-
there's no one that can bloody beat you.
Yeah.
But have somebody from somewhere else.
yeah, but Superman for me has always been a bit dull because he is just so powerful. I'd rather have
And he's a
like
born.
a lower powered
Yeah.
one. That's
That's why Batman's more interesting.
yeah. Because you want the really angry
Plus,
wanker guy.
He pulls a dead parents card all the time as well.
Yeah,
That's it.
he's a bit of a whinger, really.
Yeah.
Isn't he? You should get over it. It happened like 40 years ago.
Oh, more than that. He's infinite.
So there we go.
Officially.
He brings it up every second sentence. It's really irritating.
Yeah, so that
Alfred, my
Supposedly
parents died.
2016.
Make me a coffee.
Before I break your legs, Penguin, my parents are dead.
So 2017, they're going to be doing something like that.
Hey,
Um,
your parents died.
So while we're talking about modding, as we were the earlier thing, massive amounts of mods have come out for Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PC. Some of them are actually quite cool. I got a video here. I thought it'd be quite
This
fun.
PC is where all the cool kids hang out.
So I'm just going to play
Screw
this.
you, console bitches.
So this is actually it's a video from GameSpot, so I'm going to give them credit for this. But basically, what they do is they demo all the different mods that are currently available. So what kind of started out was a gentleman named Alexander Blade.
you.
What?
Thank you.
We're currently hitting each other with biscuits. That's awesome. Thank you.
It's nice to get back to the old format, isn't it? Paul actually tried to use the console to calm us down
I know.
and control us.
It actually worked, but it went too far. Alexander Blade made a thing called Native Trainer, which basically gives you this funny little interface, which you'll be able to see in the video here, that you can then choose different things. So at the moment, what we're seeing here is part of the interface that basically allows you to change into different animals. So the list there is, at any point, you can change into Michael, Franklin, Trevor, which obviously is kind of basic. But then you can also change into a boar, a chimp, a cow, a coyote, a deer, a fish, or a hen.
And hijack cars as them, which
Yeah, exactly.
I saw that was brilliant.
Yeah. You can also, as the hen, I believe you can fly as well. A very basic level.
It's like, well, you can play some of these things in the console by finding those rare plant stuff they eat, and it turned, but at the same time, you can't hijack cars or anything.
Yeah, because apparently there's a rare plant at the end of the pier.
It's
and
peyote plants or something they're called.
Yeah, something like that.
Peyote.
And with using that, you can you basically become a random different type of fish. So you can become a shark or something like that. So here we're seeing here is a cow in a strip club. And he's just fallen off the.
I love it.
I really hope we're not going to get anything in here that we're going to have to mask or something like that. Should be
No,
okay.
I would have thought so.
Oh, so everybody's now beating up the cow.
They're beating up that poor cow.
I have to say, this is so we're now a dog, and you've got the ability to teleport as well. So, wow, you've actually there's a whole bunch of different ones. You have got a pig, a rat, a rhesus. What the hell's a rhesus?
Rhesus monkey.
Oh, of course, yes. You
Paul's
can
new
become a
thing
rhesus.
of describing what he sees again.
Because we're doing an audio podcast. That was the complaint at the beginning of the show. That's what we discussed.
Oh, okay. That's not as bad. I thought the dog was right in there.
So this is the dog using his phone. Oh, it's okay. Somebody's actually covered it up for us. That's good. That means that we don't have to do it. It saves me at some point. So here's a dog getting a lap dance. That's awesome. Yep. He seems to be enjoying it quite a bit.
That is sinister.
I think they've just mapped the dog to the animations that the human would
What?
have
They
Yeah,
threw
anyway.
that
exactly.
dog out.
They've just thrown the dog out the strip club. He's not very welcome there.
Whoa.
Oh, something weird's
Whoa.
happening now. Oh, he's flying. He's flying. We don't like this.
No, I don't like that at
you've got
all.
also different things. You can teleport. You can obviously just different weapons can appear at any point. The blue whale one, I think Chiz, you shared on the Gamer Show Facebook page.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome. It's just a blue whale appearing. Actually, Ross in the chat room has just pointed out that he's seen the blue whale one. It's a classic. Now,
If this is audio podcast, I think them hearing you describe the video is maybe getting a bit tedious now. So should we fast forward to a more
Well, it's
interesting bit,
video as well as audio,
or move
isn't it?
on?
okay, well, fast forward. I'm more interested. I'm just going to randomly choose 4 minutes and 1 second.
This is quite a long video. Whoever's playing this on GameStop, are they actually commentating themselves or something? Yeah,
They were.
yeah. We maybe chose the
Can
wrong
you
video
do
here.
heists as these animals?
Presumably we can mod them.
Oh, look.
I don't think you'd be able to do it
There's
no,
a
in
racist monkey.
online mode. I would have thought, but I don't know.
Spawning
Anyway, yeah.
random
Part of
monkeys.
so they've got lots of different things. Some of the best ones that they kind of describe is the bodyguard menu, where you can basically create just a team of bodyguards that protect you.
Monkeys with machine guns.
Exactly. Police partner, pet riot, chaos mode, and native trainer with your North Yankton loader. North Yankton loader. So basically, that's at the very, very start of the game when you're in that kind of snowy farmlandy bit where you drive through at the beginning. You then return there later, but spoilers. I know it's been out for a year, but nevertheless.
Still haven't got that far.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. They actually allows you to go back and actually play around there, so you can drive around and all that kind of cool stuff. It's pretty good. I quite like
Is
this
that
whole
an
modern thing.
earthquake happening at this point?
So this is chaos mode, I believe. This one. Yeah. So it's actually, I have to say, for the whole modding thing around this is making me kind of want to buy the PC version now.
I was reading this. Rockstar released a patch which kind of broke a lot of the mods or stopped them from working.
That's
I think,
a right shame.
yeah, but at the same time, I think with the mods for this game it's not really supported, so you can risk breaking the game. But
It's
by
not.
the way, again, just uninstall and reinstall it and whatnot.
It would be mean if Rockstar was doing that on purpose, but if they're doing it just by fixing something else that
Yeah.
happens to knock that out, then
Yeah,
that's just
So as you
tough.
can see here, this is us in North Yankton, and you've
And
got
he's
a car full
driving
of
around.
monkeys. Car full of
I
monkeys.
actually love that.
He's got his rhesus monkeys with him.
Oh, that is brilliant.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That's like a real world dream for me. Oh, the monkeys from
Awesome.
the back's just gone.
Put them through the windscreen, I think.
And then you, of course, can change into a monkey as well and do all kinds of things. But it's pretty cool. I like that. That's
So do I.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. What are we doing now? Are you just diving
It's
through
like
there?
no clipping mode or something, and he's just falling straight through the map, I think.
I see.
Right.
Anyway,
Next one.
moving on. We so that's basically all the news we've got. We just want to cover the games for gold that's currently available this week. So for Xbox, there's actually not very much change. I'm just going to flip over it here so you can see this. Pool Nation, which has been around for ages. I'm getting a bit disappointed with the games for gold stuff on Xbox. Castle Storm Definitive Edition.
It's the same on. Yeah,
Mafia
it's,
2's interesting.
yeah, it's
Is that free?
Well, they
Oh,
sell
no,
the
that's
free ones.
360. I don't
Yeah.
care.
the 360 and the PlayStation games are still fairly decent, but the PS4 and Xbox One free games are still pretty naff. And
Because
it
it's
probably-
kind of limited still.
yeah, it probably won't get overly interesting for another year yet.
Yeah, the PlayStation ones currently are Never Alone, Tower of Guns, Aru's Awakening, Dishonored, Killzone Mercenary, Monster Bag.
Dishonored still pretty cool.
And Dishonored has been floating about on
Yeah,
Games for Gold
I know.
as well for a while. I mean, it is a good game, and don't get me wrong, but I can't help but feel that you will have got that by now. In one way, shape, or form, everybody on the
Probably.
planet has
Should
Dishonored
have
for
it. Yeah.
free. Killzone Mercenary, if you're into that kind of game, it's probably worth a download as well. But that's currently what's available on both of those. I'm just wait a minute, I lost what mouse I'm on here. Just this is Swish, this is Slick as Snow. I just want to take this moment to thank our sponsors this week, the wonderful people at UK2. They provide all the bandwidth and everything like that for the shows. They're absolutely superb, and we love them. If you head on over to BritishTechNetwork.com/UK2, you'll be whisked magically to the UK2 website, but they will know that we sent you because you used a link. A fun little, it's called a vanity URL, to get through to the UK2 website. So we'd appreciate you doing that. If you want to head on over to BritishTechNetwork.com/sponsors, you can see all the different voucher codes and things like that you can use for money off VPNs, VPSs, and all that kind of good stuff. I also want to mention Patreon. If you head to BritishTechNetwork.com/Patreon, and that will magically again whisk you over to the Patreon website and our area on the Patreon website, where you will be able to give us your hard-earned cash, if you do so wish. Anything from $1 up, we really, really appreciate it. It's allowed us to do all sorts of cool stuff, like build a studio where you can still kind of see only part of my shoulder, and you can see kind of Sam and Chiz's nostrils in some places. They don't realize they're currently live on camera at the moment. They're discussing each other. All this kind of good stuff. It's all thanks to you and your wonderful donations. All the stuff we've done to the Southern Studio. We've got lots of really good stuff planned as well. So thank you very much for all that kind of stuff as well. I should also mention the live stream. The guys in the chat room just now, we've got the live stream going. It's 2 seconds. It's absolutely amazing. If you want to head on over when we're recording the show live, it's 8 o'clock on a Monday night. The Gamer Show records live. 8 o'clock on a Thursday night, the Big Show, and 3 o'clock on a Friday is the Mac Show. And you got the Pocket Show on alternate Mondays to the Gamer Show. If you want to come along and watch the stream live, it is instant, and you can chat with us in the chat room, and we can discuss.
If you love having turd thrown in your ears, there's only a 2-second delay to it.
We should use that as a tagline. That's awesome. But we need to thank the wonderful people at 100tb.com for that server that allows us to do all that good stuff. They're sponsoring that server. It's absolutely amazing. And I should also mention Wirecast as well. They provide the software that allows us to stream $2,000 worth of software that is given to both studios just to let us stream this amazing information into your minds. They are good people. They do lots of other software there as well. That you should go and check them out. And finally, I just want to mention the bath. Bath? Do you guys?
It's time. You do reek.
This is part to get new sponsors. Paul is offering to bath you and a complimentary reach around.
In a bath, how would I reach around? Because surely I'd be over them.
They're lying on top of you.
Oh.
You are. We just flatten you out. You are the bath.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Right.
They're on top of you while you're in them.
Nice. Okay.
That's pretty horrific.
I lost
Ross,
my train
Ross is
of thought there.
desperate to try to find someone to sponsor us now.
Oh dear. Right. Okay. So the bash, the 4th of July. Normal rules apply. You come along, you pay your 20 quid. Everything's kind of covered for you. It's in the same place as usual. It's amazing fun day. Ross says that you're a dick, Chiz. Or he was maybe just asking. He was maybe just asking for dick. Actually, he just says dick. I don't know.
Right. Well, if you give Paul a time and a place, do you have any preference to the bubble bath?
I prefer matey.
All right.
Which one? The sailor matey.
I do. The octopus, actually. It's the octopus one. It's it's still
Is that because you're into your weird technical Asian porn?
tentacle.
I was just watching the
You were just watching
no, the episode of Archer where it just keeps going on about tentacle porn. It's hilarious. I love it.
Anywho, I'll get through this Bash read eventually.
Yep.
So I've lost where I am. 4th of July,
The Bash.
£20 a ticket.
Scared.
Come along, Bash is good fun. £10 a ticket for the curry the night before. That comes with the cost of the built-in. The night under 16s goes free. Under 16s still have to pay the £10 for the curry. But they're not going to be.
Can I just
sharing
ask?
in the cost of the.
Is it a good idea to put it on the 4th of July? Because surely that is cutting out the huge American market that might have been coming over to visit us for that.
No.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought you were going to talk for longer there. I've got a biscuit in my mouth.
That was a biscuit that you...
I cut it short.
The
because
biscuit
I noticed
rolled around your floor, then you picked up and dragged with your sock.
Kirsty hoovered the other day, it's fine. Okay, what have you guys been playing this week? Shin?
The other
She's just
day...
pointed out like mouse poo on the floor. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's, like
It's a bit of lead. It's a bit of lead. From a
It's
penguin.
not so much better
So
when food's concerned.
it's Kirsty's definition of hoovering's looking at the carpet.
Oh, classic.
Oh dear. So you would say there's nothing wrong with tentacle porn? How very dare you?
I'm just wondering what you're into, Ewan.
We're not knocking it.
So Chiz, what have you been playing this week?
Nothing overly new. I've been jumping back in a bit of Mario Kart because the second half of their DLC pack came out. So it's the other 4 tracks and a few karts and whatnot. So I've been playing that. To be fair, with all the DLC and crap that games are doing for pre-order, Nintendo seem to have gotten it.
Sorry,
Mario. I do hate the way they say Mario. Sorry.
With all the DLC and pre-order stuff that a lot of developers are doing, and well, we should say it's publishers, Nintendo have done it quite right for I'd say for about, I think it was £7, you got all the DLC, which was in 2 packs. One was last year, another one just came out last week.
2 packs DLC.
Hmm?
As in like the wrapper.
And
Yeah,
swiftly
sure.
moving on.
And so you got there's what that would it be? So there's 8 tracks per one. So yeah, that's good, and all the tracks are really good. It's Mario Kart. Enjoying the hell of it once again, although it's basically the only reason I've still got a Wii U, although until Zelda. But it's one of those games where
it's pretty much the only game that's worth having a Wii U for.
Although
makes it a bloody expensive game as well.
Because I've got the Pro controller, which I can do with the 2-player, but if you do the 4-player, you kind of need everyone with a Pro controller to even it up, because if anyone's using the motion controls, it's a massive hindrance to someone who's just using the normal analog sticks.
Definitely.
So you'd have to buy 3 Pro controllers to go with a gamepad to actually get the most out of this game, I think.
Yeah.
Although, can you use the Wii remote and use the D-pad to steer? I never saw a set. I don't actually own any of the Wii motes, but I know you've got them. But
yeah, I think you can, but I'm not 100%.
You picked the most boring video here. The guy got out in front, and he's just miles in front.
Well, Chiz didn't actually tell me that he put Mario Kart in the show notes until quite late on.
I know.
So I had everything else queued up.
Chiz had something else written in the show notes. What was that?
What was the game you were playing before that?
That was amazingly there before I even saw the document.
What's that? I don't believe you at all.
I believe I'd been playing with Gibbon's testes. Or was it like was it a certain type of
That's
gibbon?
a mod for Donkey Kong.
Was it the rare albino giant gibbon, known as Yeti balls?
Possibly, it's very possible. Sam, what have you been playing?
Actually, really, just all the stuff that I've been playing for the last few weeks. But
hence, what the question was really.
Yeah, I added this in. Are we playing that?
I'm just going to move over. There you go.
So I added this in, which is a mod, because we were on about that earlier, for Medieval 2.
Was it do to it? Was it change? Was it add?
Call of Warhammer, and it just makes it into a Warhammer game. So it's got most of the factions of Warhammer, although not all of them.
It's like
And-
cheap knockoff versions.
Yeah, kind of.
Is it well done?
It's not bad. It's on Medieval 2, so it's quite old now. But yeah, it's all right. I've only really had like 10 campaign turns in it, so I couldn't really tell you that much about it.
8 hours of gameplay then?
No, more like 40 minutes.
Wow.
But yeah,
impressive.
it was quite fun. I quite enjoyed it.
Cool.
I was trying to make a gag how long a turn takes here, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Sorry.
I've basically I've been playing Grand Theft Auto 5 Heists, which we've already looked at videos.
How far are you in? What
I
one's
think
you all
I've done
done?
all of them actually. There's 4, aren't there? So you've
5.
got the original one. You've got the one.
You got the first one, which is kind of more of a tutorial, which is just
I've
a
done that one.
two-player
That's a
heist.
two-player. Yeah, I've done that one.
Yeah.
So done the
Prison
prison
Job.
break. Yeah, done that.
If someone wants to
fund-
buy me GTA 5 for the Xbox One, I would appreciate it, so I can join in all this. But I categorically refuse to pay nigh
Again,
on 50
I
quid.
know it's crazy the amount of
If
money.
you'd remembered to actually feed and water Ed and didn't let him die, he might have bought you one.
Yeah, unfortunately, that Ed. Yeah.
Ed, sadly, passed away.
It's
all right, we-
Sam's shred.
But thankfully, we cloned him, and we've got another one.
Yeah, it's okay. We actually have 3 spares.
We're currently teaching him to speak, and he's already improving.
We have 3 spares. Sam keeps.
He's already an improvement on the last model.
So yeah, sorry. So there's a Series A funding, the Prison Break, the original kind of one, the Thingy Labs one,
Humane Labs.
Humane Labs, and what's the other one?
Pacific Standard is the last one.
Yeah, the bank. Yeah, I've done all of them.
Have you?
So really good fun. If you've not played the Heist online yet, I would say that it's much less fun unless you have 4 of your friends on at the same time. Playing with randoms is interesting, and it's a bit hit and miss.
Yeah, it's hit or miss.
And
Mostly
sometimes-
miss.
Yeah, mostly miss. And sometimes if you've got like 3 mates and 1 random, generally that 1 random tends to be quite crap, in my experience. So even crappier than me, and that's saying something. So that's a bit kind of crappy. But 4 mates, it's a great laugh. It does take a long time though.
Steve seems to have a lot of success, but I think it's mostly down to him pretending
Yeah,
to
he's
be
a
a girl in it.
Yeah, he's a woman.
Yeah. And enticing
Yeah.
children as
Yeah.
well, which is just wrong of him.
But
Steve, you
yeah,
need to stop doing that.
I'd highly recommend GTA 5 Heists online. Absolutely superb. Absolutely superb.
But we want more heists now.
Yeah, definitely. We've only
More.
done 4.
They are.
Supposedly they are
is
going
it
to be putting
planned?
more in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't see why
I've
they
not
wouldn't.
heard anything official. But, with Grand Theft Auto Online, I suppose they will continuously add more on until there's another Grand Theft Auto.
Totally.
But I don't
Or
know.
do a DLC pack.
Yeah. Well, I suspect they will do a DLC pack when they do a DLC. Sorry, it will be much what they did for Grand Theft Auto 4. It will be a single player story based one, like they did with it was Lost to the Damned and Battle of Gay Tony.
Yeah. So cool.
Hopefully, because I want to do more of the single player stuff as well.
Yeah, so no, I've been trying to play back through the single player, but I have to admit, it just doesn't grip me the same way as Grand Theft Auto 4 has. So
No.
I've just been doing a lot of the achievements and stuff like that as well.
I thought
What is that? It's been doing that for. Oh,
It's
it's your
messages on my
phone.
Cool. So that's basically our show. If you're on the live stream, stick around. We're going to play Goat Simulator, but we're just probably going to go offline just for a couple of seconds so we can restart the feed. If you are listening to this after the fact, we will be releasing the Goat Simulator video next week. So this week you're just going to get the audio one, the show, audio and video, and next week we will do the playthrough of Goat Simulator. In the meantime, you want to follow me, I'm at Paul Wheatley on Twitter. You want to follow the network at British Tech. Head on over to the Facebook page, just search for the Gamer Show or search for British Tech Network. We've got a big community going on over the Gamer Show, so please head on over there.
Chiz and I have got one now. It's Sam and Chiz forever.
Okay. Is that your Twitter handle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And also the Google
Ours.
Plus community, but we never check that. So it's like twice a year we check that. So really apologise about that. What to do is if you want to put something on Google
I've got
Plus,
that one.
post it
Sam
on
and
Google
Chiz
Plus.
airlocked.
Just think about it really hard and then don't put it on Google
Well, no,
Plus.
put it on Google Plus and then put a link to that Google Plus post on our Facebook page, and we will then see it. I guarantee it. Anyway, that's everything. Thank you very
And
much for coming along tonight.
coincidentally see the other things that are on Google Plus.
Yeah, I know. We just kind of happen across it at the same time. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for being in the chat room. You've been awesome. And good night, everybody.
Okay, I love you. Bye bye.